Greetings, friends, and happy Wednesday. The word for today is inner sight. And before I jump to the message, I want to start with a cautionary tale about where we are in the lunar cycle related to the unfolding for me of today. We're in the last day of crescent moon in the last hours, and at Pacific time, we move into first quarter moon tonight, close to 8 o'clock, I think 7:53 or something like that. So these last days of crescent cycle are super potent in terms of aligning with the momentum of new potential in your life. So one of the frequencies of crescent moon is the inspiration to struggle or to engage with challenge and the ability to engage with challenge. And that's because there are new possibilities and new potentials that require us to adapt and adjust to what was brought forward a week ago with the new moon. When we hit first quarter moon tonight, and then again tomorrow, we'll really feel it. There's a big shift that happens, and the shift is the requirement to show up, to take a specific action, to show up, to strategize how to best participate. So the energy today is more spontaneous. The energy tomorrow moves into a new kind of structure. So what happened to me today is I started the day with the being excited about this being the last day of crescent moon. And then when I received an amazing message this morning out of morning practice, which was hours ago now, I went down a rabbit hole of starting to take a whole bunch of different actions. And I didn't really wake up to how late in the day it was until just a few minutes ago, and it's almost noon now. So I went into action mode, which is one of my, I guess you could say, shadows, in that I get excited to take action, and then I get distracted by details, and I forget about priorities. So I'm bringing that forward in case that's helpful for any of you. And now let me dive back into the message that I intended to bring to you a few hours ago. So the message for today is inner vision, and the Sabian symbol at 6 degrees Virgo is of a person connecting to their inner sight through imagination, the ability to see something and begin to get a sense of how to actually participate in that manifestation in the physical world. So the ability to start bridging what we see and ways to take action to bring that forward. At another level, the transcendent quality of this symbol is what we are all expanding into, which is the ability to actually be and become the vision, the archetype, and allow the unfolding from our alignment with it. And this is a really interesting way to think about the expansion of consciousness that we're in right now. So this morning, knowing that the energies are moving into first quarter moon and that it's time to begin to choose actions and to prepare for tomorrow when we'll start taking direct action on our intentions, I asked for a message today to bring forward the incredible teachings of the last few days as we are moving into, is this the fifth or sixth day of Libra. So the central card this morning, the Nine of Wands, was what I received was I heard the word inner, and before I turned the card. And so this is a reminder that our job right now is to maintain our inner alignment. And this specifically relates to the priority this month of the new moon kite that is creating liftoff of new potentials. And so the spine of the kite relates to this spine of the connection to internal truth and the ability to access new understandings when we stay aligned with inner truth. Use our tools. And then the really interesting juxtaposition was the Knight, I'll turn them over first. The Knight of Wands in circumstances, or the outer experience, and then a message of spiritual support of the Queen of Cups. So this is a specific expression in our work of Kabbalah of the alchemy of fire and water, and the marriage of what we call the supernals on Tree of Life, creating unity and our ability to learn to connect with unity by embracing this dual aspect of mastery, of connecting internally within through a strong heart, and then aligning with action and our inspired choice to move forward in life from fueled by inner truth. So these two cards are bridging the commitment to inner alignment today. The reversals were just a reminder to go within, and like an exclamation point. Remember, especially with this card, that this month is, and this is what happened to me today. There's such an inspiration to take action right now that it's easy to take action before we align within. And that's the cautionary side of the Knight of Wands. So today, the reversal, which I got this morning and then immediately forgot the advice or overrode the advice, is to go within and anchor and be really discerning about the actions you do take so that you don't get overextended. And then the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups reversed, was the indicator to pull another card. And so I pulled another card for the Queen, and it's one of the cards of the Queen, which is the Three of Swords. And so the Three of Swords is called sorrow. On the transpersonal level, on the higher level of awareness, it represents a quality of sight, of the ability to hold extremes of reality and understanding the perfection from understanding wholeness and being able to hold wholeness even in the face of conflict or adversity or fear. So I just thought this was really a brilliant pairing as a master tool that we get to practice right now as we develop sight. So going back to the signature of inner vision, in order to hold inner vision, we have to be able to release our fears, our fear responses or our learned responses regarding circumstances, and know that and practice our muscles of going higher to reestablish calm and coherence so that we can fully participate. So that's a practical way to start working with the Three of Swords, which is a master, represents a tool of mastery on our evolution. This was a high level spread today with 2 court cards, and so I went to the animal medicine to ask if there was a practical message that we could hold in our bodies today. And I don't know that I've ever pulled this card. I've seen it. We got tarantula. And I was super intrigued because I haven't specifically worked with tarantula. So I read Kim Kranz's message, which has to do with connecting with ancestral strength. And she associates this card with fire, which is definitely a key signature for us today to commit to our inner alignment, to choose to commit to strength, to use our will to align with the strength of who we are and what we know. And then I went to Ted Andrews, who I love to consult for really personal and powerful messages from animal medicine. And so the key qualities that he brings forward that I want to share today are, first, although tarantula doesn't spin webs, tarantula does spin threads. And so one of the key messages today about connecting with inner strength is to commit to that thread of alignment, commit to the direct path, which is your alignment with source, and avoid distraction, which already happened to me, even though it was super fun. And so avoid distraction, avoid getting pulled in too many directions, and commit to that alignment, that thread that you can throw, which is the alignment of your vertical column. I love that teaching. And then there's 2 more that came forward from specifically tarantula. One is that tarantulas appear to be super strong because of their furry. They're a furry spider. However, they are actually super vulnerable, and specifically Ted Andrews said that if you drop a tarantula, its body will break, it will die because it's super fragile. And so the message here is the multiple holding of strength and vulnerability, which is expressed exactly here. So the strength of your will, and then the willingness to be vulnerable and to feel deeply. And this is what creates true alchemy. And real alchemy is our inner consciousness, our ability to own our strength and simultaneously own our vulnerability, which makes us available in the present. A spectacular teaching. The third teaching of Spider relates to the Three of Swords, and that is the subconscious fear that many of us hold about spiders and tarantulas. Really activate that because they're poisonous. Well, the fact is that the bite from a spider is actually not very poisonous and no more venomous than a bee sting. So there is an overreaction. What I got from this today, the message for today, is the tendency to overreact when fear is activated, when we're startled, even on a small level. And so the Three of Swords as a power card is a reminder that we have the opportunity and ability to build muscles right now, to not get sidetracked by fear. It's part of the power of animal medicine, is to learn to recognize that shadow activations. Shadow, on a most basic level, could be what we don't know, what makes us nervous or uncomfortable. And then it can go into all sorts of really big patterns that are buried. But on the most basic level, it's the unknown or what triggers fear. And so the Three of Swords is a mastery card today. And Tarantula is saying, show up when you get those triggers and hold curiosity for what you can learn about the middle path that you have now of connecting with higher alignment and avoiding old patterns of fear so that you can hold space for what's being healed. A strong heart, the capacity of a strong heart. And the Empress is the path bridging these two cards on Tree of Life. And the Empress rules the Three of Swords. The Empress represents the power that is held in our heart. And so know that whatever triggers you get today, the key to staying coherent is to breathe in your heart, reestablish vertical alignment, and then respond, because it's reconnecting to your own plug-in that will give you what you need to know about the situation. And remember to ask for help. I'm hearing that really clearly right now. So a little bit longer message today. It was really fun bringing this forward for you and having my own treasure hunt this morning. And so right now I'm going to set the intention that this signature came across to you whenever you needed it, even if that was before you actually hear the message. So all is perfect as it is, and have a fantastic day.